Well, it is Disability Day here on the Clay County Fairgrounds, and I ran into somebody who's here for the very first time. So tell me a little bit about yourself and what brings you to the fair today.
Well, I'm an Americans with Disabilities Act specialist, and Spencer, the city of Spencer, has invited me, their ADA group, to come on up in October, and I'm going to be here 4 days talking with all kinds of groups, children, doing some surveys of different businesses, and then talking to some of the adult businesses and so forth, and even the high school, about accessibility and about just enjoying life and not being afraid of being disabled. Having a disability does not mean you can't live life fully. And today is so exciting because all these people, they're getting around, they're going to all the different things, and it's accessible for them. So you guys can be so proud. There's a couple little spots that my wheelchair got stuck, okay? But let's put it this way, that's been like maybe 2 or 3% versus 98% accessible. I don't think that's too bad. Do you?
No, not at all. That sounds great. So they're doing a great job here in the fairgrounds.
It's been so exciting. It really has. And they've got lots of room. You've got lots going on. And for all these other people with disabilities, especially some of the mental disabilities and the coordinating disabilities, they can get their chairs all around. They're still allowed to participate with the rest of us. And so, see, I don't even consider myself using my wheelchair disabled. I'm just spoiled. I get to always have a guaranteed seat in the house.
That's true. That's true.
But no, you can just stand tall and be proud.
It's also the dog show day, and I see you have a good friend along with you today.
Yes, and you want to see her do something. Okay, now hold on here. There you go, sweetie. See, and she opens and closes doors for me at home. I have a little travel chair with the tiny wheels, and if I'm in someone's house, we use that, and she pulls me all over the place. I have a laser light that wherever I point it, she gets the item and brings it to me. So she does all. If I would just train her to do more, she'd do it. She loves working. And so, but service dogs are fabulous. I rescue both of my service dogs, and then I train them, which you can do. It's allowed. People think you have to be certified and all that. But so I allow everybody to pet her. So she does double duty. She's a therapy dog and a service dog. But it is important that people don't just go and pet the dog. And I do know some people, and this hurts me, they'll yell at somebody that asks if they can pet the dog. And for you people with disabilities who have a service dog, don't yell, make it a teachable moment, because people just love animals. And I don't care if it's presidents, governors, teachers, whoever it is, most of them love the animals and they want to pet them. That's why I allow her. And she still, if you were petting her and I dropped this, she would still stop and pick it up. I just did that extra little training. But service dogs are God's gift. And now all of our wounded soldiers and the PTSD, the things that these dogs do, just incomprehensible. There isn't a human being on earth that can do what those service dogs do. And I don't mean that wrong. I'm not trying to insult us humans, but that's true. And
they're amazing.
Forever. I apologize, Karen.
No, you're absolutely right.
You start on service dogs and I go crazy. I'm sorry.
That's right. Well, we're glad you're having a great time here at the Clay County Fair. And you said you're coming back in October. What kind of things are you doing?
Well, I'm going to do 3 businesses, or maybe 4. A cafe, the library, Fairway, is that correct? And there's another place I'm going to, and I forgot to do just a survey. But it's not to go in there and again yell and scream. It's to critique, but also show them solutions. So often people say, "Oh, that's wrong," but they don't show a solution. You've got to finish the process. And I show so many practical solutions, just simple little things. In fact, Marty was with me this morning, and we were in a restaurant, and I'm not going to give the name, but definitely there were problems with the restroom. And I had 5 different suggestions that if they follow them, only going to cost maybe, and it's just because of the one door, it might cost them a couple $100.
So how did you get involved in being a consultant?
Well, it's really crazy. When the ADA came out, I'm a certified personnel consultant, and I was placing people all over the world or all over the country. And but people with disabilities couldn't get placed. So I'm one of these people, I always have to do things different. I closed my regular agency down and opened a temp to perm agency for people with disabilities. And a company would be able to have them for 3 months. And if it worked out, they could have them free after that. And I can't tell you how successful. I was venture to say I was 90% successful in placing, because so many employers thought if I hired them, I got to keep them. And I explained to the employers, hey, if I'm not doing my job, then you fire me. In fact, in one of my presentations, I'm saying, you're not hiring the disability, you're hiring the person. And if the person isn't living up to their job, out they go. And I don't mean that viciously, but we all have to be responsible for what we do. And I was so successful that way. Then, of course, with the ADA coming out, I worked on a mayor's committee, and then the city saw what I was doing, and they asked me to do training. One thing leads to another. You know how that works. So I was with the city of Kansas City 3 years as a consultant and 13 years as their ADA specialist. And I have trained from every end of this country you can imagine. I get in my minivan, take my service dog, and off we go. And we've done 3-4 day trainings in Alexandria, Virginia, Independence, Kansas, California. I mean, just all over. And I love doing it because I love people. And when I work with architects, engineers, cities, consultants, I teach them that it's not that you don't care that you're making these mistakes, it's that you're not aware. And nobody sat down with you and showed you some of the simple, a door that's too narrow, put swing away hinges on it. Very good chance it can work. A door that doesn't have space, go ahead and make it maybe a barn door that slides back and forth. It's little things. I mean, it's just amazing the simple things you can do and not cost thousands and thousands of dollars. That is my expertise.